A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also.
A blessed good day to you, my wisdom warriors. Wagwan, wagwan. I hope you guys are in good spirit.
Crown of England owns the beaches in Jamaica. So
all of Jamaica.
All of Jamaica.
So we don't have a public beach.
We don't have a beach. You are granted permission through the Prime Minister's office. So you have the permission to use it, and that permission can be revoked. As the situation is evolving in Flankers Providence Beach at this time, where they just choose a developer and dispossess the person.
So all these popular public beaches like Hellshire is not owned by anybody?
No Jamaican or the government owns that particular. It's invested in
It is owned by England?
Yes.
And that is applicable as well to persons who own properties, beachfront properties.
That is also
have
correct.
Titles and say, boy, I own this space right here. It's just the land that they own.
Yes, you own the land.
Where you find that money? Because the first I hear it.
That's the 1956 Beach Control Act. That is currently still the laws on the books right now, as it pertains to engage in the beach.
And that book has roots. That book is still that's a book from the UK, from England, right?
You're asking about the law?
Yeah.
Yes,
that's rooted in the laws in England.
And as far as you know, these hotels who say you can't come on my property because we own the beach, as far as you know, these hotels know that, or they genuinely think them own?
No, they're aware. The license
They
is
are
granted.
aware of it?
Yes, because they have to apply for the license to use the beach, and that is granted through the Prime Minister's office. So they're very aware.
If I'm going from one side to the next side, why would they want to stop me?
I think a better question, Neville, is that why is it that our government is allowing the dispossession of our citizens of Jamaica? Why are we second-class citizens in our country? You know, the government sees that this is happening to us, and yet even us as citizens, we are allowing this to take place.
Yeah.
Sorry, Debs. We are talking about this thing in Flankers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the Flankers people are saying one of the hotels want to put up
yes, bungalows and
water.
cottage, right.
And they are saying that can't go to so them not have no right to tell the people what to do if them don't own it then. I'm asking. Right.
So what they can do is apply for the license to use the space, and through that use they would dispossess, they would displace the community. You would no longer have access. And we are saying we have been using that beach, and because we have been using it consistently for more than 20 years, that means that enshrined in law, based on the 1882 Prescriptive Rights Act, that means that we have access using those roadways and tracks to the beach. So selling it to a private developer who would then lock us out is actually against the law.
Before you go, I just want to bring it to the House attention that a consultant from the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association has completed a draft of amendment to the standing orders, and this will be presented to the standing order committee in short order. Your mic was on, I acknowledge you.
The point in my direction. All right, sir, I understand.
We'll pay attention to that.
All right, sir, I understand. Yeah, Northwest St. Catherine. Mr. Speaker, I too join with the leader of opposition business in the concern about the new practice of placing ministers on oversight committees. Indeed, Mr. President, while I acknowledge your statement that there will be, in short order, some review of the standing orders, even if that is reviewed, the concern is not removed. Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, we'll get used to it over the next 20 years. But Mr. Speaker, the fact of the matter is that I stand not on hostility to any individual, but out of loyalty to a process of democracy that has served us well. Mr. President, the Westminster system for which we practice has a fusion of power, Mr. Speaker, has a fusion of power which calls for the legislature and the executive to sit in the same house. That has allowed for efficiency of government, that has removed, in many cases, the probability of shutdowns that we have seen in other spaces across the world and gridlock. But that efficiency must also acknowledge and accept that there is a need and a purpose still for separation. That need and purpose cannot be ignored by the simple fact that the fusion. The speaker is speaking. Yes, as long as I'm being recorded. They answered, yes. So, Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, now that I have your attention, I want to reiterate that importance of separation. Mr. Speaker, what we have here with ministers being on oversight committees is that he or she that should be overseen is now offering oversight. The overseer is now overseeing themselves. And that not only is an affront to the process of democracy, but the perception of the public that there is light being shone in the direction and areas that they themselves are interested for the light to be shone. Mr. Speaker, no one hear me today. But Mr. Speaker, what we have recognized here is that almost every single committee has ministers on those committees. And in some cases, not only are they present, but they are chairing these committees. Indeed, it shifts the process from an arena of oversight to a ring of self-defense, where persons therefore move to the point that they must protect themselves. Indeed, those less exposed to the realities of democracy may argue that they can simply recuse themselves, but that does not solve the malice that exists. Indeed, ministers have a commitment to collective responsibility, and therefore any single ministry in front of a committee is actually under his own supervision because he was a part of the plans, he was a part of the decision, and he was sworn to the duty of collective responsibility. When we look across the world, we recognize that this practice is frowned upon. In Britain itself, this practice is frowned upon. In Canada, the practice is frowned upon. And recently in Australia, they said that even the majority of the government is a breach to the democratic process of oversight, and that the opposition should actually have majority for real and serious oversight. There can be no... The most fundamental purpose. And you know, one of those who should be protecting oversight as a backbencher is now promoting not being a chair of any of those committees that is there. But you know, I want you promoted. I'm going to stand on your behalf. But Mr. President, Mr. President, the real purpose of the legislature is to protect the interest of the people from the abuse of power from the executive. And that is deflated and defeated by the proposals that we have heard here today. Therefore, Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, I ask the government and I ask you, sir, to review the proposals that are putting persons who are in the executive to also be, to be on the oversight committees. With that, Mr. Speaker,
Member from West Central St. James.
Trick Dem Andrew Holness, where is the control you have on crime? You have no crime strategy.
Campaign about reduce crime. Look where crime is. After 3 weeks after election, look where crime is. So what that telling us? Right? At the time while they were talking about reducing crime is because enough of the incident and what never reporting has never made it never been known. Enough of the incident them has never been known by the media. Because the same police them were labor right. Right? Enough of them who is in control of reporting these things to the media. Right? They keep it away from the media. So sometimes when you hear no news read about certain crime, it were going on. But because some of these crimes wasn't as severe as some of what is happening now, right? People thought more than less that everything was okay. But that is the trick on get. Because tell me now, about 3 weeks, right? Going into a month now since the election, right? Come and go about it business. Right? And there is so much things going on now that is not much different from what was going on 6 months ago. But as me say, if it was PMP in an office, no found the labor right within a ball out and say, telling us them incompetent, them can't manage crime. Right? But see that continue because the way in which, right, crime fight, it fight in a way with a lot of ignorance. Because as I always said, a lot of times you're going out there and you're shooting innocent people and involve them into something that they don't know about. That is not the right way to fight crime. Even those guys know who are killing off people. If you can catch them, it would be the best way to do without kill them. Because what you really want to know about these guys is what led them to do the things they do. But when you kill them, you don't get to know what caused them to do the things they do. So therefore, you can't put any mechanism in place for it not to happen again. Right? You can only know what type of mechanism to use if you get these hardcore criminals to question. Right? Because enough time when you kill them off, you know. And it's somebody else who already give them the contract for go murder the people them, turn around and report upon them, you know. Because them no want, the man then go say, them two, they send them for go kill them off. So them two, they will send them for go do the killing. Call police first and give information upon the man them. And then when the police go know, the way the police them ignorant, the police just kill them off. So therefore, you don't get to question them to find out if other person involved in it. Right? So, if that is the way these police going about fighting crime by just murdering people without getting proper, without take them to the court and getting proper information from them. Right? In how they carry out these things, then you're not going to be able to put in no form of mechanism to solve it, boss man. Only you learn that. Right? If me go to the road and me kill a man, and then me way me I take with myself and the police just run and kill me when him could have carry me in. Right? How him a gonna know if he's how him a gonna know? Say is not a man pay me for go kill the next man. Eh? If you can carry me carrying the man, right? And and get the man to cooperate with you and find out if any more body involved in it. Then that's the way you minimize the level of crime. Because instead of you focus on the one person, you know, so that 10 more person involved in it. Right? But since as the man we want to have as Minister of Security, which is not a Jamaican, because in Prime Minister said everybody were born here a Jamaican. And to me, him not look like him is a Jamaican. Because him is neither nigger and him are not Chinese. Me don't know where he failed. Right? Because he can't go to China go say him a Chinese. And him da Jamaica, him can't say him a nigger because he's not a nigger. So me don't know where him fall. So when you have somebody like that, right, we agree with the type of mechanism where the police them use to fight crime, like kill people randomly then. You command a gunfire. That can't work. You will never solve it. Right? Someone want to look back at the way in which crime a fight and realize say it a fight the wrong way. Right? We don't need more information from these people who are involved in it. And you can't get the information unless, right? Because you not kill them. Right? And no for who no kill enough time innocent. But what me realize, they boast and right? They boast on how much people take out over 200 and odd people the police murder since it started of the year. And you say add that to no use and reduce crime. And me sure no say. Right? Some out of the 200 and odd were on the kill. Now have nothing to do with what on the kill them for. Right? On the fee easy man. And also crime fight man. You have to get more information from people who are involved in crime if you don't want to fight crime. As a crime fight.
Okay, well firstly, Commodore, while it is within Lincoln and its environs, it is on the border of Northwest and Catherine, and by extension is shared between two seats. The direct geographic location have not been established as to which one of the seats. However, we have been in conversations with the residents because it impacts the space, the general space, and the average community doesn't consider that political separation based on geographic lines.
Yes.
So we are intervening from that standpoint. It is unfortunate news following on the rape that happened in our constituencies, specifically Burmady, where a 7-year-old child was raped, and the police acted quite swiftly to ensure that the perpetrator was caught. What I am encouraged by is the speed of response by the police force in both circumstances and the level of attention that they're paying to the community to reduce the probability of reprisals. But I'm extremely hurt that a person could be so wanton in their criminality that they went into an area, into a particular space, and injured or killed 8 people. A genuine discard for life that will not be facilitated. And it's for these reasons why we cheer for the Commission and the police force as they continue to try and keep a finger on the crime situation that we're facing.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the community of Commodore? You know, some persons listening may not know about the community. They're wondering if this is a once in a blue moon incident, and they want to know exactly what type
Commodore have seen circumstances of criminal activity every now and again. What people would understand about communities like Lincoln is that they are influenced to a large part by urban spaces like Spanish Town. And so while the opinion of Northwest might be rural as it would be for example, Vale, the limited area is kind of an urban sprawl reality. Quite a few communities have evolved by squatting, and that makes it harder for policing to happen. And that's one of the reasons why regularization of land is a necessary part of crime fighting. So that area has had some of the negatives because there is a reality of an attraction to towns like Lincoln because of the commercial activity, and that attraction has led to an infiltration of persons who might not have been born and bred in that space and might carry cultures that are not equivalent to that in which the persons who were born and bred in the space would have had. So in general, it is an area of mixed opinions because Linseed in itself is a attractor of persons seeking economic activity through the markets, through the vending space, and Linseed serves as a basic center of activity for rural St. Catherine in the same way that Spanish Town serves as a center of activity for urban St. Catherine. That has caused for some persons to be seeking opportunities, criminal opportunities through extortion and the defense of the extortion ring. Again, the police have been quite active and responsive, and I again thank the police in that space for having been able to keep tabs on the activity. In fact, when I had a meeting with the police recently in Yorktown, they indicated that they had only had 2 murders, and this is how quickly these things can spiral, especially if reprisals is a part of it. And I again cheer and encourage the police to continue in their efforts to keep a tab on the criminal sprawl that has taken over Jamaica.
Have you been able to speak with any of the affected family members or ascertain the conditions of those who were shot and killed?
Surprising to say that there was one particular person that called and asked for me to speak to her son.
Mm-hmm.
She is a family member of the person just 3 days ago, and I sought the effort of the police to find the young man and have a conversation. I have been trying to call her all morning, and as you know, names are not in Jamaica always specific to your government name. So I am incapable to say if she was one of the unfortunate victims, because she might be called Stacy and her name is Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get to the community today, I will specifically find that person, because I've been trying to contact her all morning with no success.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Crawford, for coming on and providing us with the updates that you've been able to ascertain so far. We'll try to reach out to you at another point throughout the day to hear if you have indeed made contact or found the person that you're speaking of, as well as to hear more about what you've been able to ascertain on the ground in relation to this unfortunate incident.
Yes, thank you. I'm just dropping off my children and then I'll get down to the space. But I also again want to say I'm grateful to the police in this space, St. Catherine in particular, but the Linseed Yorktown police, who have been able to keep the pressure tabs off. And this is an unfortunate reflection that discredits their work, but they have been quite active, engaging communities and preventing this from happening generally.
Damion Crawford, the MP for Northwest St. Catherine. Thank you so much for your time.
Wanna tell me what you think, wanna tell me how you feel about this, and put an honest opinion in the comment section. Like up the video, share it out, and subscribe to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, welcome and big up on a nice clean